Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Sorry we didn't get to our CAF update last night, but my schedule was just a mess doing the live stream that I did last evening and the piece I did with Metropolis Galleries before that. Just pretty hectic. Still dealing with all the fallout, great fallout from the Mark Ridner Comic Arts Gallery piece that I did. I got a lot of great feedback from that. It's been really fun and definitely encouraging to do more similar broadcasts, similar production types things to, for the hobby, and to kind of get the recording of of some of these places that were integral to selling original comic art back in the day. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got a couple chats lined up this weekend, so that's kind of on my agenda to kind of plan those out. I can't foresee doing them on a monthly basis, but if I could put 4 or 5 of those out every year, that would be a lot of fun. Before we get started today, a couple things I wanted to kind of talk about. One was when we were doing the Tuesday show, I showed a slide that we had shown on this show probably 2 weeks ago when we did that best of bit. And I'll show it again just to kind of remind everybody. It was that dealer sales stats from the last 3 years. And, for Mike, Will, and Glenn, they're pretty surprised because they don't watch this show anyway. So they didn't know that dealer sales increased as much as that between 2019 and 2020. And so we talked a little bit about it, but I saw a lot of people talking in the chat about it as well, just kind of, what their thoughts were on why sales had dramatically increased. Pardon me. And one of the things that, I saw was, people were questioning, what is it, that other product that, alerts people and that sort of thing. And one of the things that I didn't want to get into it when we were talking about it on Tuesday with them was just that really you have to remember that the stats that are shown here are only from the people that I work with. So this isn't a full picture of the hobby by any means. This is literally the 25 to 30 dealers whom I host, and we monitor their data so I know when things sell. And so as a snapshot, it's really based on the people that we work directly with. And my opinion on where the sales are that it's not just the COVID and the lack of cons, because most of the dealers that use my tools for managing their sites, they record all their con sales within their site because they use our sites for their accounting purposes. So when sales happen at a show, they come back on a Monday and record them all in their database. So the idea that between 2019 and 2020 sales changed that dramatically because of the lack of shows really. I don't think it really is the reason. I mean, certainly a little bit higher sales, but really, what we see here is a 70% increase in unique sales, that translated into a 90% increase in overall sales. So getting back to the whole idea of what could have, what other things could have triggered it. And one of the things, we don't talk a lot about CAF and the things that we, that are on the site. I'm terrible at, giving you information on how to use the site and get the most out of it. But really, for me, I think one of the things that has lent itself to the sales for the dealers that I personally work with, that chart represents, is the want list programming that we did at the end of 2019. So I don't know if everybody's familiar with that, or if they're only familiar with what the want list was before we did the changes. But back in the day, the want list has actually been on CAF. It's one of the original features that we built into it, and it literally was just this. You could list out all the pieces and things that you wanted. It was rarely generic. You could just say, "Yeah, I'm looking for John Byrne, Terry Austin, Uncanny X-Men pages," and you could even put if you had a particular page, you could put a scan up associated with it. So it was like it's like a big Craigslist at the end of the day. It worked. You can go in and search it. So if you had some art for sale, you could go in and probably find 20 people that were looking for John Byrne pages. But so what we decided to do at the end of 2019 was put in programming that allowed you to also set up a keyword set, a lot like what premium members have as an exclusive feature. But this was a different set of keywords just for the want list, and it was actually it's available to everybody on the site. Premium members, I think, right now get 20, whereas non-premium members get 10. But the unique feature about that is that whenever there is new artwork being populated in our for sale table, people are, and it matches a keyword, we send out alerts immediately. So a lot of people have a popular keyword is cover, right? And or Kirby. So any matches on those, they're notified within 5 minutes of those pieces going live on the site. And I can assure you, sales happen like really, really fast because people are paying attention to these emails, and it's so much easier. You don't have to watch CAF's kind of feed. You can just wait for the email to come in. And so premium members get those emails immediately. And again, just the way I can monitor the data and know what's going on, I can track the clicks on the emails that go out. I mean, there's literally over 1,000 emails that go out every day with these keyword alerts. And so premium members get it immedially, and non-premium members get their alert 4-hour delayed. So if Art sells in those first 4 hours to the premium members are getting those alerts, then it comes to that level, at the 4-hour level for the non-premium members. And then the way I've worked things out with that other service that's out there, they actually get it another 4 hours later. So basically all the people that I work with get the opportunity to see these things first, and then it gets over there. So at the end of the day, that other application, is fantastic. But it's really, it's those immediate sales that happen, I believe, that really kind of have helped influence dealer sales a lot. And it's really the incentive for for the dealers to want to work with me, because it's free marketing. It's not like, if I was smart, I'd probably be retired now, right? But I only charge them for hosting. But there's this immediate marketing tool that's built into all the sites that we work with that really a lot of people just don't know it's out there. So I encourage you, anybody watching this that has never looked at it, when you're logged into CAF, go underneath your account menu and check out the want list feature and add a few. And you will be, if you want, add a few generic things just to see. Like I said, put cover in there. Put your favorite title in there, Avengers, whatever. Splash. You can. It's pretty much limitless. It's going to be an exact match on the keyword. So you got to think of it like that. If you can put Kirby cover if you want to be real specific, but you'll be surprised. You'll be getting alerts daily. And again, the cool thing is if you're premium, you're getting them as they happen. And I've missed out. I talked with a dealer about an hour ago who knows that everybody, he literally sold 7 or 8 pieces within a 10-minute window to 5 or 6 different collectors, all because they were premium members and they got the alert the moment they went through. And and 2 or 3 of them told them, I've got Frank Whiteley set up in my keyword set. So definitely something to use, and it's an advantage that you get over your fellow collectors. If you're premium, it's a great advantage. If you're not premium, it's still an advantage, because you're going to get that information before you can get it anywhere else, unless you're sitting on CAF and waiting for something like that to happen. So wanted to put that out there. It's a thing that I know a lot of people use it, but it's not well known, like a lot of things on CAF. Next, I'm actually going to have a new show. I have been talking with a couple people, and beginning on Wednesday, it's just going to be an hour-long show. It's going to start at 9. It's not going to be like my CAF update. It's not going to be like our Tuesday show that we do with Mike, Will, and Glenn. It is going to be focused around selling a little bit throughout the hour, but it's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. When it was like a lightning in a bottle, when I came up with the idea, I really didn't think I could convince this to actually come to fruition. And the 2 people I'm talking with love it. I love the idea. And I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be the highlight of my week, because it's all going to be impromptu. It's going to be just a lot of fun information. I'm sure this could be shared, a good conversation, limited to an hour. So it's not going to like tax us to watch 2 hours of just, talking about comic art. This is going to be fun. It's going to be the opportunity to buy. And we're just going to keep it fun, lower end, very, there will be no $2,000 pieces. There will not be $1,500 pieces. It'll just be stuff that, that's good, that you're going to want to get, and it'll be fun. So, and if nothing sells, you're still going to have a good time. I guarantee it, because the way we've got this thing structured is just, I can't wait to do it. It's going to be fun. Again, it'll be a weekly show, Wednesdays at 9. So kind of a filler between my usual Tuesday and Thursday evenings. So, and it'll be a secret. It's going to be a secret on whom I'm working with on this one until we reveal it on Wednesday. So, again, going to be a good show. And so I wanted to kind of start things off with a sale that happened last Thursday, and that was the Tintin piece by Hergé. Now, we did not do a lot of reporting on this, but of course it did sell for a record amount. I believe it was $3.9 million US, and it was sold over in Europe by a auction house called Artcurial. And so it, by definition, is the highest selling piece of original comic art in history. Technically, at the time when this piece was put together, it actually wasn't published. It was painted in 1936 and was meant to be the cover to like the fifth grouping of the work. But apparently, the printer took one look at it and said there was no way that they could try to print that. So something that was more monochromatic was redone and used. And I know this image has seen print as a print and a few other things, but not a lot of Tintin work has been on the market. Certainly nothing of this caliber. So it certainly warranted the sale. The only interesting thing was that I did get 3 or 4 emails from people in Europe who felt I didn't talk enough about it. And we really do our updates on a week on the data from the prior week. So right now we're talking about what happened the 11th through the 17th. So I wouldn't have talked about this really last week, even though it did happen last week. But we didn't do a lot of write-ups either. It's funny, we have there's a communications gap between myself and some of the sellers, selling places that are in Europe. I've tried very hard to kind of get them on board with wanting to send me announcements, and so I can do things like better reporting. Yes, I mean in the U.S. we would say Tintin, but Tintin is how it would be pronounced in French. So at the end of the day, it's not a slight to European art sales whatsoever. It's just been a challenge where I've gone out and I've asked, not like I want them to advertise on the site, but I've just had roadblocks where I think people look at CAF and they think, oh, that's just the US collectors or something, which is the furthest from the truth. I mean, I could show you Google Analytics. At the end of the day, we're bringing in 13, 14, 15,000 unique people every day to CAF. And it's a consistent, literally 49 and 50% is North American traffic. And then the rest is global, with literally 35% of that traffic coming from Europe. So the idea that, so like I said, what I've heard, I mean, and again, just I work with Hoover Bryn, Catawiki, my good friend Frederick from Comic Art Factory. So I work with a lot of different places that want to get their message out, but a lot of the places are just like, they don't feel like CAF is the place to do it, so it's really wrong. I mean, but at the end of the day, so it's not a focus of mine. I don't run out and say, how many articles can I generate myself about an important sale over in Europe? Because at the end of the day, we only have so much time. I can't generate all my own content. I mean, we do write a lot on our own, but I do like to just, feed me data. I'm happy to share it. I want to share. You don't have to be an advertiser to do it. So what I would say to all of my friends in Europe, feel free to send me press releases when you think that we should be reporting on them. I want to. It's just I can't get those. I can't get all of those sellers, whether it's a gallery or an auction house, to kind of keep me in the loop. They just won't. And it's a little frustrating, but that's why I kind of got to the point where I just don't make it a focus of the things that we report on. And because I would have liked to, I knew that the auction was happening, but I literally never got anything. And it's the language gap is, you can't run everything through Google Translate all the time. So at any rate, anyone in Europe that also would like to write their own articles and have them on CAF and credited to them, I would be more than happy to share them. I really do. Because at the end of the day, we want to be, that melting pot for everybody. And we really are. It's just, I don't know what the roadblock is. I wish it wasn't there, but it is. And, and I literally heard from one place once that, because I had somebody go in and just say, hey, don't you want to talk with Bill and get some stuff on CAF? And they're like, I like my clients. I have enough clients. I don't need to get the clients. Probably just having George Lucas or somebody who likes that work is enough for as a North American group of clients. You just need one. But that's what they said. And it's like, holy, that's not what you'd want your consigners to think, right? You want to expand. So I'm here saying I want to help. even, to non-paid people, non-advertisers, I want to do more. So I'm here, and maybe things have changed a lot. I haven't done a lot of outreach since COVID started. These kind of conversations were happening 2 and 3 years ago, and so yeah, it might be different. But I want to, anybody that has connections with any selling gallery or auction house in Europe, pass my name along. I want to help. So other than that, and oh, Chris, thank you. Yep, the want list is a very good feature. Yeah, I use it all the time. I've actually picked up a few pieces lately too. So so yeah, that was all the other things. But again, the Wednesday show is going to be killer, and I think everybody's going to enjoy it. So with that out of the way, let's just go kind of run through the regular CAF updates so you can get on with your weekend. So we don't include the, well, we won't even go there first. Let's just start with the art dealers. Art dealers had a very big week. Tatiana, you were on the list as well. Nice to have you back on there after you did your, oh, I did almost curse. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, I try to bite my tongue. But overall, for that period, when you count in just the Tintin piece, the overall sales were 8.5 million. Because we had the huge, well, not so huge, Heritage signature auction too. So you lump those two things together, and the Heritage Weekly, and the dealers, and eBay, and the whole week met 8.5 million. I'm sure that has got to be the biggest week of sales that we've ever been able to report on. So crazy, impressive. But with art dealers, for the period of the 11th through the 17th, Felix sold the most, almost just under 56,000. Panel Page came in second with 46.5. Bermuda Man at 46, Anthony at 42. Tatiana's tdartgallery.com, 22 sales, $25,000. She had a really nice ticket item that's going to be shown in a few minutes. And Will came in fourth with 23. So the overall sales for art dealers during this period, let me get this thing rolling here, was pretty much just under $307,000. So this first piece is a Captain America 210 splash. Probably looks familiar. I believe it was purchased by Glenn on Heritage, and so sold by Panel Page for $40,000. And he had the whole book, so that I guess he's breaking it up a bit. This is from Felix. Ryan Stegman sold for $20,000. This was the complete issue to King in Black #2. And this was sold by Will's Comic Art page. It's, of course, Buscema and Klein. Avengers 59. It sold for the asking price of $16,000. You're going to see a few other Buscema Avengers pieces throughout this presentation, too. Now, this was sold by Tatiana. This was a Wizard 63 Witchblade cover 103. D-Tron, Silvestri, and Turner. It sold for $15,000 as its asking price. And next up is a John Buscema cover recreation from Fantastic Four 112, sold by Mike Berkey from Bermuda Man for $8,500. And finally, this is another sale by Bermuda Man, $8,000. On this one, it was Simon Bisley, Hulk Wolverine, 6 hours, #4 cover painting from 2002. So all good pieces there. There isn't one in that lot that I don't think I would have wanted to own. So that was definitely a good set. So onto the auction houses. Like I said, 4.3 million is what I'm able to report on that gets fed into our market data, and that's up from 232,000, I believe, from the week before. So pretty much a dramatic increase thanks to the pretty much $4 million that were sold during the Heritage signature auction. So let me go through those pieces with you here. So there we are at 4.3. This first piece it's an old one. It's from 1940. This is sold on eBay. Action Comics 28, Jack Burnley. It sold for $8,950. Next up is a piece of gaming art by Dennis Beauvoir, a very prolific gaming art painter, and he does paperback covers and whatnot as well. This sold for $2,750. And finally, from eBay, this is X-Men Annual #6, page 7. It's by Sienkiewicz and Bob Wysack from 1982. Sold for $2,100. Next up is the Heritage Weekly. data. They had a $105,000 week with their sale on Monday. This first piece is by Alex Ross from it's a Kingdom Come Special Superman #1 story, sold for $5,760. Next up is this UK cover, Super Spider-Man 285 by Ron Wilson and Frank Giacoia, sold for $4,080. And this next piece is John Buscema and Dick Giordano. This is from Thor 231, and it sold for $3,840. So these next three pieces, which of course we really covered in our Tuesday shows. If you want to get more information on the Heritage Signature Auction, you can see that rerun the Tuesday show. This is Jim Lee, Scott Williams, X-Men 272, DPS sold for $132. And next up is the Sal Buscema Submariner #35 cover, sold for $102,000, ties the record for, I think it was Defenders 9 by Sal as well. Hefty price, but classic cover, early Defenders. And finally, the other piece I'm showing is this John Romita Sr. Amazing Spider-Man #63 cover, sold for $84,000. And no Spidey on it at all, the Spidey signal, which you don't see too often. So you never know, right? I mean, that's a hefty price with no Spidey on it, but great cover. And you're quite welcome, Tatiana. That was, I'm always trying to share. And it's nice to have you back in the list. I think the last time you were on the list was when you did the McCone drop. So, you just never know. I know I think you took a little time off over the holidays. So I'm glad you're back in the full swing of things. So let's get into the popular art. It was definitely an odd week and a busy week for me. So I picked a lot of these kind of honestly around Wednesday of this week from last week. So I'm sure I've missed a lot of good stuff, and I apologize for that. But there's definitely a lot of good pieces in here. First up is this Conan 7 cover, and it's in the collection of Glenn Crane. Of course, it's Barry Windsor Smith. Next up is a Mighty Thor #6 page by Olivier Coipel and Mark Morales. It is in the collection of Khalil Giron. Congratulations, Khalil. I love that top panel. Next up is a Buscema Klein Avengers 58 page. This one's a beauty. Probably one of my favorite pieces from the week. Collection of Michael Wygant. And of course, Frank Miller, Ronan, let's see, issue #1, page 7, collection of Yo Curry. Don't see these pages on the market hardly at all. This is a beautiful piece. And speaking of beautiful pieces, the last panel on this thing blows me away every time I look at it. This is from Fantastic Four 256 by John Byrne, and it is in the collection of Yasha Yothi. And next up is a piece in Paul P's collection, Detective Comics #686 from 1995, Graham Nolan and Klaus Janson. And this one is a great story. You should definitely read the description on the piece. And it's from Daredevil #90, collection of Sean Clark. This is artists are Gene Colan and Tom Palmer. Great cover by Dave Sim. This is Cerebus High Society, slipcase and print art. This is in the collection of Brian Coppola, who has another piece in here. Hugo Pratt. This is a European piece. Sargente Kirk Copertina, number 24. This is in the collection of Little Nemo Art Gallery. And here's Brian's other piece. This is, of course, by Terry Moore. Terry was a first-time exhibitor in Comic Art Live in November. I hope he comes back in May. This is from the storyline 5 years, was from issue 7. And fantastic first panel in the store piece, Buscema and Ordway. And this is in Michael Senzakwa. I'm butchering that last name, and I apologize. And next up is this Fantastic Four 348 page collection of art. It's got Arthur Adams and Art T. Bear, collection of Kareem El Rafe. It's Friday, guys. I'm sorry. Next up is, hey, Jason, this is your piece. It's by Mike Zeck. We weren't sure of the inker, so I didn't list him. Captain America 224. This is a splash. It is not a panel page. I saw the comments on your thread. There are no panels on that page. And finally, probably my second favorite piece in all of these. This is by Al Milgram and Murphy Anderson, collection of J.H. Showcase 102, page 1 from 1978. So there you have it. That is my grouping of favorite pieces from last week. And I really don't have anything else to talk about this evening. Boom. Yeah, there you go, Jason. See, boom. So that is exactly what I wanted to hear. That's what you're going to be saying next Wednesday, like probably 12 or 15 times. It's going to be boom, boom. I'm telling you, everybody has to put it on their calendar, and it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, for me, it's going to be, I think, a great change of pace from all the stuff that I've been doing. And again, I encourage everybody to, yeah, you're right. Sorry, Jason's is mentioning that there were 2 inkers. I think it was Esposito, and I can't remember who the other one might have been. And I couldn't tell. I looked at it. I couldn't tell who it was. But it was definitely Zach. That's for sure. So with that in mind, I'm going to call it a night, everybody. I want everybody to have a good weekend. I've got a lot of prep work I got to do for next week for this other show. There'll be some teasers, things coming out about it. And, like I said, just put it on your schedule. We are doing a show on Tuesday evening, another Comic Art live chat, and with a collector named Mikhail. And we just kind of lined that up the last couple of days because we had some snafus going on with our scheduling. And so look forward to that Tuesday evening, 9 o'clock, Wednesday evening, 9 o'clock. And thank you. I appreciate, I'm always trying to pick the good ones, David. I try. And Chris, yes, exactly. I'm telling you, if for pure entertainment value, there will be nothing like it. There will absolutely be nothing like it. I'm so excited, that I managed to negotiate this thing. It's going to be great. And yeah, short but sweet. And there you go. Tatiana could probably would be a better person who could probably let you know on the inker on that, because yeah, that's not an area that I would be perfect at. So again, everybody, enjoy your weekend, and I look forward to seeing everybody on Tuesday, and then again, don't forget Wednesday 9 o'clock. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, take care.